Welcome back. In this video, we're going to read and discuss some AITAs. I've got Reddit pulled up. Let's jump right into it. AITA for demanding loan statements before paying off my husband's student debt. Oh, red flags everywhere. Why are you even having to demand, much less, why are you even having to ask, much less demand? If there's any sort of position being set up where you're going to pay that off for him, he should be so forthcoming with that information. Girl, red flags are flying everywhere. Let's read. I, 27 female, recently got married to my husband, 29 male, who has student loans that he took out by mortgaging his father's house. Both my husband and I want to pay off the loan, but there's a significant issue with transparency. The only records I have are handwritten accounts in a notebook provided by my father-in-law. When I requested loan statements from my husband, he said he didn't have them. Upon asking his father, he responded with, "Why is a loan statement from the bank required? Everything is written in the notebook." I'm not comfortable with paying off a loan without seeing any official details. After expressing this to my husband, he asked his father again for the loan statement, but his father refused, stating he would pay the loan off by himself. Oh. I believe in financial transparency within the family, but my husband insists that asking for the loan statement will strain his relationship with his father. Should I continue to demand the statements, or should I be understanding and pay off the loan as written in the notebook? What are the risks associated with paying off a loan according to the notebook? AITA for insisting on financial transparency in this situation? No. For your actual question, AITA for insisting financial transparency? Nope. Your other questions though, should I continue to demand the statements, or just be understanding and pay the loans off? Neither. I don't think that pushing the issue and demanding is going to do any good, and you absolutely, because you're not getting transparency, should not pay it off. Period. That's the answer. If he wants it paid off, he needs to show the records. I'm sketched out with the dad. I thought it was the husband that was being sketchy. I think the husband is being stupid and sort of compartmentalizing things because he doesn't want to admit that the father seems sketchy as heck. What do you mean it's just all written in the notebook? I understand sometimes older people can be a little bit like that. Maybe he doesn't want to go online and get the records or something. But if you want it paid off, you have to have the records for it. That's crazy. NTA, strong NTA. But just to say that those are not the only two. And the risks, it sounds like you're about to get scammed into paying for something that is not what people say it is. And yeah, I don't know, but thinking more dubiously is what happens if they take you that money that they say is to pay off the loan and do something with it, and then are you technically legally included in that because you paid for it, but you don't know? So but it'd be hard for you to prove maybe sometimes that you didn't know, because if you were the one giving them money to fund whatever they were doing, well, I don't know, it could get deep and crazy. Update. Hey everyone, update on the situation. I had a heart-to-heart with my husband, and it turns out there's more to the story than we initially thought. I checked his credit union report and discovered that the loan was taken and cleared within a year. This came as a complete surprise to him because his father hadn't informed him that the loan was cleared. Instead, his father had instructed him to focus on paying the loan without worrying about the interest. Upon further inquiry, my husband found out that his father had actually cleared the loan from the bank by taking an unofficial loan with 0% interest. Now my husband and I are expected to pay back the principal to his father. When my husband confronted his father about why he hadn't disclosed that the loan was cleared, his father explained that he didn't want my husband to relax and waste his money. This revelation has my husband shocked and understandably confused. It's a challenging situation, to say the least, but we're trying to navigate it together. Any advice on how to handle this unexpected turn of events would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your support, everyone. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say not the husband. The dad was doing something shady, and come to find out, that was something definitely was shady was going on. Didn't tell him because he didn't want him to waste his money. His dad's the a-hole. That's an a-hole move. Seriously, seriously. If you don't want him to waste his money, teach him to be a responsible young adult who doesn't waste money. Don't lie to him and scam and cheat and say you owe. And that's not even why, because you didn't want him to waste your money. Giving it to you is wasting, like, you just wanted him to give it to you. That's why you did this. That's crazy. I would give the dad nothing because he's a liar and a scammer. That's crazy. Let me roll down. Your husband doesn't have any records of his own. NTA, you're making a very reasonable request. Very easy for him to claim there's $30K when it's only $5 or not even any at all. Family can be great until money is involved. It's a lot of people who think they are owed for raising their children. NTA, do not pay the loan without paperwork. Seriously. NTA, if the loan is in the father's name, as it presumably is, your father doesn't have records, then you have no way to know if you'd even be paying it off. All the risk is on you. And there's enough families where parents exploit their children, it's not worth the risk. NTA, heck no. You are literally offering free money to pay off debt. A student loan, the very least he can do is give you proper and correct, accurate loan statements. Yeah. This comment says, NTA, your husband took a loan from me too. Please see my notes. No need to see anything official. Just trust me. That's funny. All right. AITA for calling someone else's family situation messed up. My son Max, 9 male, has a best friend, Felix. Felix has a half-brother, Miles, that is only 6 weeks younger than him. My son is also friends with Miles. He just gets on better with Felix. He has also another half-brother who's 7 months older, 2 siblings that are teenagers, and a 6-year-old full brother. None of the moms are still with the dad. Felix's mom doesn't work and looks after Miles after school. Also fairly regularly has Max over for play dates. On the occasion where I asked if Felix wanted to come to our house after school, his mom has requested that I also take Miles, with her reasoning being that it would be unfair to Miles to invite one but not the other, and I wouldn't have if they were twins. I would. To me, it always just feels like she's trying to saddle me with another kid so she doesn't have to look after one that's not hers without having the other to entertain him. I think that Max and Felix deserve some time to play with just each other without a third kid hanging on. This has now happened 3 times where I've invited Felix and she also sends over Miles. Last week I invited Felix over after school on Friday and let her know that it would be Felix only. She requested that if I wanted to have only Felix for a play date, that I have him over the weekends instead of the weekdays, as Miles would be with his mom on the weekends anyways. She explained Miles would be home alone at her brother's without his brother on Friday night. She said he'd be bored and would probably feel rejected. She says he wouldn't mind on the weekend just because he'd be at his own house. When I brought up that he has another son Miles could play with, and she told me it's not the same. I told her I couldn't do the weekend because we are busy. She asked about the weekend after next, and I informed her that we were busy most weekends as all my kids have competitive sport. She told me I could have both on Friday or neither. I told her it would be neither and hoped that she's happy trying to destroy her son's relationship with his friends. At which point she invited Max over on Friday. I told her no because I had fun things planned for my kids. We went back and forth over it a bit. At one point she said I don't understand what it's like balancing a tricky family dynamic. I told her it's not my fault she decided to be 1 out of 4 of some guy's baby mamas. She replied, I'm glad to finally know how you really feel about my family. I added that my son would not be invited to her house in the future. I told her it was probably for the best, as I shouldn't have really exposed my son too much to a messed up family situation in the first place. Although my husband agreed about me putting my foot down regarding the mom's insistence on Miles always being invited. He says that I handled the whole thing wrong and I was an a-hole for insulting their family. I'm not sure I agree. She knows her situation is messed up. Oh, goodness. I would say like a mild YTA, but just mildly. Like, she did push you to it. Like you said, you guys were like going back and forth over text and she was kind of being rude about it, like being very insistent when you're like, dude, I just want this. You can't do that. And I'm gonna go with YTA because I don't know that you needed to like say it to her face. Like you said here, like she knows her situation is messed up. Yeah, exactly. She knows. You're not, you know what I mean? Like you're not informing her, you're not helping her, you're not doing anything. You're just having a go. like, you know, and that makes you a little bit of an a-hole, but I'll give you grace because I feel like she was pushing you to it a little bit, but I'm going more YTA because that was a little unnecessary. YTA for that, you lost whatever high ground you may have had. Yes, exactly. I agree with that completely. YTA, your husband has it dead to rights. It was responsible, excuse me, to want your son to have one-on-one time with his bestie, but you wound up yourself and got judgmental and mean. Yes, yeah. YTA for being judgmental and rude as heck. You really don't know anything about their family dynamic and are making assumptions about her character based on tiny bits of information. What you said was cruel and completely unnecessary, a serious low blow, and immature. You could have set a boundary that you only want to have one child over without making insults to her and her family. That would have been the mature thing to do. As a mom, she's well within her rights to decide to decline a playdate invitation for whatever reason she wants. Sounds like she's a mom in a complex situation doing her best to help her kid have a relationship with his brother. Get off your high horse. It's not unusual at all for people to have step family or step siblings and have to navigate that as a team. It doesn't mean their families aren't loving or your parenting is any better than theirs. If you are going to judge every parent who has a more complex family situation, your child is going to needlessly miss out on a lot of friends. I hope your kid doesn't end up being as judgmental of others as you are. If your son's relationship with your friend is now ruined, it's your fault for straight up insulting his family, not hers. That was pretty harsh, but I do gotta say I agree with that. It was unnecessary and it was a low blow. Everyone sucks here except the kids. Kind of, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she did kind of push it on you. But then again, I'm trying to, like, just proceed with the understanding that I don't really know anything about being, like, in a split family or being a mom to step kids. And I don't know anything about that. So I really, really couldn't tell you. Really couldn't tell you. I do kind of relate with this in a different way though. I remember I had an ex-boyfriend that we were together for many years at this time. I was spending a lot of time at his house. I didn't want to be at mine, right? So I was spending a lot of time at his house and getting more and more comfortable, whatever. And at the time, I was a very selfish kid. I'll just say it plain blank because spending so much time there, using their resources, eating their food, etc., using their toilet paper, whatever. I didn't even bother to like offer to help around with those things or help clean or literally do anything, to the point where they had to ask me to help contribute if I was going to be around that much. And I honestly felt like disrespected by it at the time, because I felt like, well, I guess I felt like I deserved a good family place to be and a good family to take care of me. And if my family wasn't in, I was like sort of just putting that off on this family, whatever. But anyway, I'm getting off track. That to say, one day I'm standing in their kitchen and I'm cooking myself some of their food. And I meant it as a motivation to get my boyfriend at the time to clean up. Like, the mom had complained that things weren't clean. After I cooked, I was going to start cleaning the kitchen. I wanted him to start cleaning the other rooms or whatever, right? So I said something to him, like, I don't even remember exactly what the back and forth was, but what I had said was, your house is always dirty though, or whatever, something like that. Well, apparently his dad from the other room half heard the conversation, heard me say, well, your house is always dirty, and got very upset and thought that I was very disrespectful and rude to be here taking up space, taking up resources, and not putting in nearly as much as I should be in exchange. And on top of all of that, now bad mouthing the situation. And again, I didn't mean it as such, but like, in hindsight, I can understand how it was taken that way, and I don't blame them at all for getting upset with me and kicking me out of the house and not wanting me around anymore. At the time, I was very upset with them. But now, grown many a year later, I can understand what happened there, And so to kind of relate that back to this, like to call someone's family situation messed up was kind of rude. So for me to call someone else's family situation, their living home, their living environment dirty or not clean enough for my standards was really rude. I don't know. That was kind of an aside, but that's just what that original title made me think of. Ooh. Oh, this is an interesting one. Would I be the asshole if I moved out, leaving my chronically ill roommate vulnerable? I, 30, female, live in Los Angeles where rent is really high. I live in a house with 2 roommates, 30 and 50 female. My 30-year-old roommate, Kay, has been battling an autoimmune chronic illness for a couple of years. She's not able to eat a lot of food and has, allergies and has spells where her energy is drained. The 50-year-old roommate, Tammy, is emotionally immature, doesn't help out with chores, and has a tendency to be really forgetful. For example, she once broke a toilet seat and didn't bother to replace it before going on a last-minute trip out of town. After I got the delayed utilities payment from her, it came up with a poop emoji attached to it. I'm responsible for the major utility bills. It's hard getting payments from them because of the health issues and the irresponsibility. They also have 2 dogs who are very loud and cause a ruckus. Girl, how on earth did they find accommodation? That's what I would like. How did they found living accommodation? Well, I guess because they're living with a bunch of other people. I guess that's the only way. Anyways. I've been having a hard time coping with Kay's health problems. It's horrible for me to say it, but when she's down, she is down. That leaves the majority of the chores, bills, and trash on me. I'm in school and working full time. I can't stand living like this anymore. Recently, a friend of mine was looking to fill a roommate vacancy. I will pay more for rent, but the location is closer to my college and my work. I feel guilty moving out because of Kay's health issues. She relies on me to help her get groceries when she's sick. Not to mention, Tammy does F all to help around the house. Kay even said that if I move out, it will be bad for her because of her health problems. She says she's trying to get better, but she's been saying that for over a year and it's affecting my life too. Would I be TA if I move out? No. Hard no. I absolutely have sympathy for Kay, and I can see that the OP does too. Would you be an a-hole if you prioritized your needs over the needs of someone else? No, absolutely not. Especially given that this is not your child. This is not a loved one. This is not anyone who's really significantly added to your life. And so I would say a hard NTA. I understand that you feel bad. I would too. Like, I get it. That sucks for her. Like, it's not her fault. You know what I mean? It's not her fault that she's so sick all the time. Like, I get it. I get it. I feel for her. But it sounds like you've had enough. It sounds like you're at the point where you've helped a person as much as you can, and now it's time for you to move on and continue focusing on yourself. There are options. If she's long-term sick, I'm not saying it's easy, I understand, but there are options. She can get help. But frankly, even if she can't, it doesn't then become your responsibility to help. I guess if it might help you feel a little bit better, maybe you could go over there and check on her from time to time and help bring her some groceries. But honestly, that might, even as I was saying it, that might even just make you feel worse because you're going to see how bad it gets for her. It's going to get worse for her without you helping. But that doesn't make it your responsibility to stay and help. Let me scroll down and make sure. NTA. It's not your responsibility. It's not your fault. It's not your responsibility. That's literally everything. NTA, you aren't the caregiver. NTA, don't be drugged down by your roommates. NTA, you are not responsible for her health, only your own. NTA, you are not sharing a partner. You are not a caregiver. Yeah, literally, that one was pretty clear, was it not? AITA for making my daughter delete her YouTube channel. Oh. I mean, as someone who, is become quite invested in my YouTube channel, that would be quite upsetting. Let's see why, though. daughter, maybe she's young, doing stupid stuff. Let's see. My daughter, 17 female, started a YouTube channel some time ago where she would post get readies with me and makeup tutorial. Most of which I'm unaware of, so I didn't pay much attention to what she was doing. She enjoyed it and she didn't pull her grades down, so I thought it was fine. Recently, a friend sent me over one of her videos saying I might want to look at it. She filmed my younger son tripping and falling down the stairs. And to be fair, it was pretty funny, but also completely unacceptable for her to put online. Oh, yeah, I kind of made up my mind already, but I'll keep reading before I share it. I didn't know she was posting our family on YouTube, so I checked out her channel, and a lot of her videos are about her two brothers. Some are innocent enough, but some are basically making fun of them and add embarrassing clips. I'm sure they didn't know they were being filmed. Ooh. I told her I'm very disappointed and I want her to delete the entire channel. She got upset and said she has almost 1,000 subscribers and then she can make money from it. She said she won't post her family anymore, but I feel she's already broken the trust with this. AITA. No, I do not think you are the a-hole. She's 17, for one. She's still kind of young. She is still a minor under your rules and discretion. So there's that. But no, I don't think you're the a-hole. And yes, I do think she's already broken the trust with it. She's shown that she's not responsible enough to make decisions that you, as the guardian, would find appropriate for her to be making online. Period. Let's say, right, she's agreed to not post the brothers anymore, but I have a feeling it's just going to be the next thing that, like, oh, I didn't know I shouldn't post that, or I didn't know I shouldn't post this too. It's like, I feel like she's just already, I agree with you, the OP anyways. Like, I feel like she has shown that she is not mature enough, responsible enough to make decisions that you feel are appropriate for her. And I don't think you should have to be overlooking it all that closely and everything either. So it's like, I'm going to go with an NTA. I think she should have to take down the channel. I agree. And I'm pretty biased in the other direction. Like, I would be really upset if I had to take down mine. So, NTA, people have the expectation of privacy in private space. Also, it's like, here's the thing is it's not like a, oh, okay, no big deal kind of thing. It's like, you did something pretty darn egregious. Posting embarrassingly about your family is pretty bad. Doing it in their private home without their permission. It's like I am a huge proponent for, if you're out in public, you can be filmed and people can post you. Like, it is what it is. You have no expectation of privacy. I think people get a little too worked up over other people filming them. But in the home, that it's completely different. And to have overstepped that boundary like so egregiously as to just publicly display your private living situation without the other people in that living situation know, it's just wrong. It's a really egregious, like, breach of privacy. NTA, she's technically even breaking the law posting videos of her brother without your permission. The video should definitely be deleted from YouTube. Maybe give her a chance to make you trust her again. After an agreed upon time, you could allow her to make a new channel, and this time keep an eye on her content. Honestly, she's already 17 though, so it's like, I don't know. I get what you're trying to go for with that. Technically, she's breaking the law. Is that true? I don't really know. Let me read some of the comments under here because I'm curious. Like, is that true that she's actually breaking? Oh, there's no comments under there. There's just a bunch of upvotes. What? Oh, here you go. Why do people keep thinking this? While you may have an expectation of privacy in your home, you do not need to permission to otherwise record someone in public. Oh, that's different. Yes, I know this was in the home, but the comment I'm responding to is clearly... No. They're talking about, oh gosh, people are just arguing over... See? People are just arguing over whether you should film people in public or not. That's not what I'm talking about. YTA, but I almost want to go... NTA, but I almost want to go YTA for your lackadaisical attitude towards her social media. Also, I was picking up on that. It's kind of... oh. Okay. I'm kind of, maybe I'm a little bit more leaning towards YTA, because that was one thing I was picking up on earlier that I was going to say from earlier is your lackadaisical attitude towards her social media. She's only 17. She's still a minor living in your home under your rules and responsibility. And so for you to have been so I don't really care what I don't know, shoot about it. Learn about it. like, make sure what she's doing is good to avoid things like this. So I'm gonna go YTA because I do think you're like doing the right thing now, or NTA, but I'm on the fence because you should have been more involved to begin with, frankly. Your underage daughter has a public YouTube channel. That alone places her in a very precarious position. She has strangers watching and commenting on her videos. She's worried about lower view rates and possible monetization. She's turning herself into a business brand while opening herself and your family to public lives and public scrutiny. Yes, very, very, very true. Like I said, I love doing YouTube. I love my channel. I want to grow my channel to millions of viewers, but I, as a full-fledged adult, am choosing to do that, understanding the possible consequences, downsides, and problems that I might have when millions of people know who I am. But I think we'll go ahead and call this video here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked that video, don't forget to hit the little thumbs up down below, subscribe while you're hanging out down there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.